one fall. Can we have the first participant to the ring, please?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back.
His way to the ring from Newport, ELI BLAKE!
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, at Downfall, and well, we've seen this guy recently, Kai, and well, he leaves less to be desired, shall we say?
Well, he's been making quite the impression, has Eli Blake, since he first popped up in the Rumble in the Jungle. Yep, got that right, I think. Did I get it right?
You got it, Jungle in the Rumble, that's the one.
That's not what I said, but okay.
Eli Blake, as you said, making a name for himself in his short time here in the Kingdom, but tonight he is up against someone entirely different.
Eli Blake made his singles debut against Leon Brando, unsuccessful in that outing, but
And
tonight
can we have their opponent to the ring, please?
hopes to turn his fortune around, and if he can manage it with this opponent, then we know that Eli Blake is destined for massive things here in Dragon Kingdom, because this is the Dragon Kingdom debut of one of Welsh Wrestling's biggest names, biggest stars, and biggest influences.
Making his way to the ring from Nantigone, making his Dragon Kingdom wrestling debut, the workhorse, Brendan White!
As you can see in the crowd, Kai, Brendan is a hero of that little child, and rightly so. Brendan White is loved and adored all around the valleys for his work in various different promotions across the time. But tonight, he debuts in Dragon Kingdom.
Brendan White, one of the most renowned wrestlers here in Wales, not just for his in-ring acumen, not just for his incredible over 1,000-day reign once upon a time as All Wales champion, but also, of course, for all the work he has done with New Wave Wrestling, becoming somewhat of a hero to many aspiring wrestlers here in Wales, one of them being his opponent tonight, Eli Blake, a student of New Wave Wrestling, a student of Brendan White, but tonight will he become an unwilling member of the Body Slam Club?
I've been back in advice for ages, love it. How are you all doing? You all good?
Brendan White loves a chin wag before the action begins.
Almost like one Tredegar Tatum when he's faced off against Homer Simpson, getting a warning from the referee for having
Why can't we be friends, Eli Blake?
a conversation with some celebrities. Of course, no celebrities here in Tredegar tonight, but Eli Blake about to face off with arguably his biggest challenge yet.
To come up against your trainer, to come up against the best looking bald man in professional wrestling.
We got it.
The greatest dome on planet Earth, dare I say.
Dome?
The Dome.
Eli Blake feeling up close and personal just the strength of the workhorse. He's called the workhorse for a reason. Drops down. Nope, not happening.
Gonna have to try something else, Eli Blake. Kick out.
Not even a 1. Close to a 1, maybe.
Too early on to realistically think you're gonna get a pinfall, but these covers do a lot as far as getting in your opponent's head. I can get you down, I can pin your shoulders down, only takes a couple more seconds.
Yep. Not only that, as we've said many times before, exerts energy kicking out, especially with someone with a weight advantage like Brendan White has tonight.
Brendan White in what many will call the shape of his life. He's been training very hard over the past few years.
Another one.
Obviously, to become one of the premier trainers in the country, but also one of the premier athletes here in Wales. Certainly looks the part. He wrestles the part as well, but tonight, will Eli Blake find a way to out-wrestle even Brendan White?
You mentioned Brendan's tag partner earlier on tonight. Made of Stone Danny Jones together, obviously. Greedy Souls taking Europe by storm right now in the tag team division.
Of course, winners of the Tag Team Grand Prix over in Germany just a couple of weeks ago. Not just a renowned name here in Wales now as Brendan White, but becoming a globally recognized phenomenon.
Look at that. You don't, I mean, no offense, but you don't usually put Brendan White in the same category as a, well, let's say a William Regal style wrestler.
Brendan White,
usually
full of surprises.
Usually just pure power and one of the biggest powerhouses on our scene right now, Brendan White, but he's currently feeling the power of Eli Blake's right hands. Eli again. Oh no. British send-off. Ducks the clothesline. Ducks the back elbow. Big shoulder tackle from Brendan White.
Lovely catch and release from Brendan White, and all the way into that epic shoulder tackle, which has sent Eli Blake on his way into the corner. Not where he wants to be when the workhorse is coming at him, sending him now into the opposite corner. Up and over goes Eli Blake. Looking for a line, misses it.
Oh!
But that back elbow connects. Brendan White looking for a scent on Eli Blake, trying to get away, unable to avoid the elbow drop in the end.
The experience there shining through, and Brendan White was going for something else, realized he didn't get it, turned it into an elbow drop. Offense nonetheless.
Clubbing Eli Blake there, taking all the wind out of him.
Oh dear, oh dear. Oh! Brendan White taking some fans' advice.
Brendan White, a man of the people.
Oh! Irish whip with authority. Down goes Eli Blake. Nah, not happening. Gotta try harder than that, Eli.
Brendan White absorbing these blows. You got to remember, he is one of the hardest strikers in the country. Brendan White has always had that build of an Arn Anderson, someone who can absorb absolutely anything you throw at him and hit you back about 10 times as hard. Right now, the workhorse putting Eli Blake through his paces. This isn't just a wrestling match. This is a training drill for Eli Blake. And he is a staff sergeant tonight. Is Brendan White. Look at that arm wringer.
Oh!
Sending Eli Blake into the air and over the top. Cover.
A 2 count on this time. Just slowly wearing down Eli Blake.
Bevan, you've wrestled a lot. You've been covered, I imagine, quite a lot in your matches.
Wow.
So when you're on the receiving end of a cover and you kick out at 1, and then you become and then you are on the receiving end of a cover that achieves 2. Does that do anything to you? Does that do anything to your psyche in a match that you realize that you're starting to get a little bit slow, your energy's starting to deplete a little bit?
Absolutely, Kai, 100%. As you said earlier, not only does it take it out of you physically, exerting energy every single time, but it does something to you mentally. It's telling your opponent, I can put you down and put your shoulders down whenever I want, even if it is just for 2. But Brendan White, they're finally getting that jumping senton that he looked for earlier on in the match. But it looks like Eli Blake, reversal, up and over, no one home. Eli behind you, oh! Oh dear. And a throw in soup. Is he still in the postcode? Oh my lord. And let's not forget, Kai, Eli Blake is not a small guy.
No, he's not. He may not be known as one of the biggest guys on the scene, but Eli Blake's got quite a bit of size behind him. He's quite tall in regard to a lot of other wrestlers here on the scene, but Brendan White still
Oh no!
the bigger man by far in this match, and that is an obstacle that Eli Blake is going to have to find creative ways to overcome, as well as overcoming the experience advantage that his trainer has over him, and this is a very good way to do it. Cut down the bigger man.
Oof. But again, like you said, one shot from Brendan White is equaling 5 of Eli's right now. And he needs to think of another strategy instead of going toe-to-toe with the workhorse.
Eli Blake was looking at this as a tree surgeon, as a lumberjack, cutting down the tree that is Brendan White.
There we go.
Unfortunately for Eli Blake, trees don't often hit you back.
Oh, no. Ducks the clothesline. Big.
Huge Psycho knee from Eli Blake.
Oh!
A hip toss into a neck breaker, and now the cover applied. 2 count of his own.
2 count.
He's starting to wear down Brendan White.
I think that neck breaker, that hip toss neck breaker, took a little bit out of the workhorse. He's starting to see stars there, and I don't mean the good kind.
The thing with that, it's going to get in the head of Brendan White, because he wasn't expecting to be on the receiving end of a neck breaker. You're up in the air, you understand that you are about to be on the receiving end of a hip toss. Your body kind of tenses up, prepares for that. Then he grabs your neck and drags that down as well. It changes things, catches you off guard, and Eli Blake knew that. That is why he improvised in that moment. Very clever professional wrestling.
I mean, it's got to do something mentally to the workhorse, Brendan White. I don't think he would have. I don't think anyone would have thought that Eli Blake could hip toss him, but here we are.
What's he thinking here now?
Oh, gets into the race lock, shoots him off. Short arm clothesline, ducks it into the ropes, tries to roll him up. No avail. Catches the boot. Knee to the midsection. And a lifting knee to the face. Oh! Hidden blade elbow. And a kick out from Brendan White.
Shades of a hidden blade, as you said. Certainly knocked Brendan White for 6. Didn't knock him down for 3. It's important to note. Able to kick out, but for how much longer can Brendan White rely on these energy reserves? They've got to be running low. They've got to be depleting, because Eli Blake right now, he is wrestling like a 30-year veteran. He may be new here in Dragon Kingdom Wrestling. Make no mistake, Eli Blake has been around the block a time or two. He knows what he's doing in the squared circle, Bevan.
100%. We saw recently at VCW the type of actions that Eli Blake will resort to get an upper hand. And I don't think he's going to choose anything less in this match if it comes to it. But right now, Blake, I spoke too soon.
Taking his eyes off the prize. You cannot afford to do that against Brendan White.
Oh!
And that chop just proves it. Eli Blake, if you have a soul that has left your body, you are now on the receiving end of the work.
This savage crowd calling for another, but doesn't get it. He gets the boot up at the last second. And a back elbow. Eli Blake feeling that chop. German suplex! Oh!
We said he'd been over there recently. Greetings from Berlin, and that. It's a Northern Lights suplex. From Brendan White. Look, hold on.
Wait a minute.
Eli Blake.
I think
Brendan White may have tied himself out on that Northern Lights. Eli Blake taking...
Moonsault! Just about catches him. You see he drove his elbows into the midsection, but just gets the 2 count. I don't think he got quite all of what he was looking for in that moonsault.
I have been hit with an errant elbow to the ribs, and it drives the oxygen out of you. It made sure that I could not kick out of 3 for a very long time. Brendan White able to just about get his shoulder up to prevent Eli Blake from gaining this. Would you call it an upset win?
I mean, arguably you could say that, but if you look at Brendan White, he is sucking in the air right now, struggling to get his breath back. Like you said, Kai, that elbow, drive in the air, wind in the workhorse, and this is exactly this is the time that Eli needs to be taking advantage, but he's taking too much time talking to the crowd.
Absolutely. We can simplify it as Eli Blake needs to take advantage of these opportunities. Eli Blake is making himself enough opportunities, but can he create one long enough to capitalize to get the win?
Wait a minute.
Going up to the top.
Wait a minute.
But Brendan
Again!
White.
Again! Eli Blake pandered to the crowd and it cost him dearly! Oh!
Huge Yakuza kick from Brendan White. Now the workhorse firmly in control. Goodbye and good night, Eli Blake.
Wait a minute!
Victory roll.
1, 2,
Over
and
tight.
3!
Eli Blake's done it.
He got it!
He beat Brendan White. He beat the workhorse. He beat his trainer. Unbelievable.
Do you believe in miracles, Kai? That is
Your
the biggest
winner of the
upset we
match.
have seen of the night.
Eli Blake.
I believe in upsets, but I don't believe that was one. That was not an upset. That was clinical. That was technical. That was great professional wrestling, not just from the winner, but from Brendan White here tonight as well. It just so happened that Eli Blake created one opportunity too many for Brendan White, but listen to this crowd.
Yeah.
They want to see him back in the kingdom.
White made his impact nonetheless. Even though he lost, he made that impact enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brendan White, everybody.